All right. What is up, tycoons? What's up, traders? Super excited for today's video, coming at you guys with a viewer request for numbers protocol. Okay, so we're going to dive into numbers protocol, actually take a look at the daily chart right now and why potentially it could be due for another rally. Okay, we're actually going to take a look at these two rallies right here where it rallied above 370% and then also 85%. We're showing a very similar signal right now, but there's some things that you need to know about and pay attention to as well. All right. Now, as always, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So please be sure to read through the full disclaimer. Now, if we break down our chart here, all right, and we're on the daily time frame, okay, the main thing that I see right now is right here. We're getting the MACD crossover to the upside. Now, what I mean by that is this red line here on the MACD. All right. Last time it crossed over here, we had that explosive 300+% move. And when we crossed over here, we had a very nice 85% move. Now, these moves were very short-lived and, did not last long at all, really, right? Very quick pumps, and then we see price action dump back down, okay? So you can actually spot these sell signals. All right, one of them is basically going to be using your RSI, right? I have an arrow here and here showing you guys that these are the times when really you don't want to be buying here, okay? The RSI stands for your relative strength index, all right? And it's going to give you the relative strength of a token at its given prices. And so what we can see is when the coin really rallies up here above this dotted line, which is 70, the coin is now overbought. So you don't want to be buying something as a general rule of thumb when it is overbought, as the odds of a pullback are much more increased and likely. Now, it doesn't mean something when something's overbought that it can't go higher. But as I just explained, it just means that the odds of a pullback are increased. Same thing over here, right? We exploded up overbought, and you see we have this huge pullback afterwards. Now, what I do like at the moment, okay, is it seems that we did have some controlled selling. All right. Now, what I mean by that is take a look at our downtrend line here, right? We had touched this trend line here, touched this trend line here, touched the trend line here, and here as well. All right, this is very controlled selling to me, and that's the signs that I'm seeing here, right? Is it keeps bouncing off right around that trend line, okay? And that's pretty significant. That those are signs of a selling algorithm and a selling structure that you guys need to pay attention to. And when you break that trend line, that's when you get the capitulation and you get the strong move to the downside, right? Versus this very controlled selling where it just keeps, bouncing off of it, going lower, bouncing off of it, going lower, bouncing off of it, going lower. And what we did was we actually came back to this key level here, 0.02618, right over here. That's where this red candlestick closed. All right. And that's where we bottomed out on our RSI. Remember, I spoke about overbought being an area where you generally don't want to buy. Oversold is definitely an area where you don't want to short, right? And where you may potentially want to look at going long, right? And so we came down below 30 here, very oversold. And then we got that MACD crossover, the huge explosion to the upside. If we look at where we're at right now, what I want you guys to notice is that there's a bullish divergence here that led into this really big candle right here, right? So what we have is a low, and then here we actually broke through that trend line, right? So you can see, all right, that we, broke through there for a very brief period of time, right? And we're trading below that actual price level here. And so what happened was, on the RSI, we had a low and a higher low, right? And technically here we made a low and an equal low, or you could say that this was a little bit of a lower low, right? So when you see the RSI increasing like this, right, going up, that means that you're building relative strength. And so we were increasing in relative strength from the same price essentially that we were at over here. And now we have all this extra relative strength in here that we built up due to the bullish divergence. And it's an indicator that you may see some type of bullish activity. Now, sure enough, we got a very strong green candle right here on the daily, and it saw a big push up. Right. And we've started to get the MACD crossover to the upside. So, this does have some room to continue running. Now, what's really important is going to be this purple line right here. This is your year-to-date anchored VWAP. This is the essentially the average volume weighted price, all right, based on the year to date, right? So the beginning of the year, essentially, right? And when you're below this line, that's bearish. And when you're above this line, that's more bullish. And so this is going to be a strong area of resistance, and it's going to continue to curl down a little bit as we stay below there. So 0.04 is going to be a really big level in my eyes, right? If we come down and this continues to curl down, it's going to be right around that 0.04 area, and that's going to be a very strong resistance area. If we're able to take that out, that's when we could look for a larger move to the upside to some of our previous resistance levels, right? We've got a strong resistance level right around here, strong resistance level right around here. So, these are going to be some of the areas potentially to target if we're able to get above that 4 cents, price level right here, right around that anchored VWAP. Okay. Now, what I like about this is, yes, we got the MACD crossover, but we're not in overbought territory, right? So we still have room to extend to the upside. There's no guarantees that we will, but we have the bullish divergence right here. We got the bullish MACD crossover, and we're starting to see follow through in the volume as well, right? We're seeing larger volume here, all right, which is what you want to see, from a volume standpoint on the buying. And so if we can consolidate here, perhaps form a little bit of a bull flag, and then look for the bull flag breakout to take us up to that 4 cents to 5 cents region, that would be a really nice trade if you can make into that, right? And essentially, breaking below this level here, 0.02618, will indicate that, we're going to make new lows in the price. Okay, so that's really what I'm looking at Numbers Protocol at the moment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on Numbers Protocol in the comment section down below. And with that being said, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'm out.